morning, everybody, and welcome to Wake Up Winchester. Today is August 29th, and we want to thank you for joining us. Later on in our show, we'll be joined by Gail Castle, who is here to talk to us a little bit about some upcoming fundraisers that she's going to have for the Animal Harbor. As people know, the Animal Harbor is looking to make a big move later on this year, so those are really important, so stay tuned for those. But let's get the show started off with some big shot birthdays. We have Senator John McCain, who is 77. Actor Elliot Gould from MASH is 75. We have Michael Jackson. We all know that he's deceased, but he would have been 55. So today is actually his birthday too. Leah Michelle is 27, and Liam Payne of One Direction is 20 years old. So happy birthday to all those people. If August 29th is your birthday, then we're wishing you a happy birthday from Wake Up Winchester.
I have some entertainment news right here, and three of them have to do with Miley Cyrus, like we talked about the other day. And I'm not going to read the whole thing. I'm just going to read their quotes that they've said. Justin Timberlake actually defended Miley Cyrus, saying, "It's the VMAs. What did you expect? She's young. She's letting everybody know that she's growing up." Besides, Timberlake also says, I just think it's the VMAs. It's not like she did it at the Grammys. Let her do your thing, And then Billy Ray Cyrus says, "Miley is still my little girl." He says that she's still my little girl and I'm still her dad regardless of how this circus we call a show business plays out. I love her unconditionally and that will never change. And then, how do you say, I'm not a big fan
Robin
of his.
Thicke.
He said that I don't understand what Miley Cyrus is trying to do. I think she's misbegotten in this attempt of hers and I think it was not beneficial.
And that was his mom, correct?
Mm-hmm. I think so.
So for those who don't know and are completely confused right now, the VMAs went on, obviously, and Miley Cyrus kind of went a little bit overboard, some say, with her performance and some of the moves that she was doing. So yeah, there has been a lot of controversy about that. I know that anytime you turn on the radio, if it's talk radio, there's people talking about that, just because it was so outrageous. But again, I think people are forgetting, how old she actually is.
Right.
I mean, I know she's definitely probably an adult by now, I would assume.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, she's not the same little girl that everyone remembers her as.
I think that's why it's such a big deal.
Right.
If it was Katy Perry, it would have been okay, but because Katy Perry wasn't once Hannah Montana. People are thinking back to 13-year-old Miley. So yeah. But I would agree with most people saying that it might have gone a little bit too far.
Just a little
then again, almost everyone goes a little too far nowadays.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
But we always have our little special events or wacky holidays, and today is Individual Rights Day, and National Sweet Corn Festival begins in Illinois. So the annual event includes nearly 30 tons of free corn on the cob.
Wow.
Sounds yummy.
That's a lot.
And it's also Less Salt Day.
Less salt.
Put less salt on your stuff. That's always good for everybody.
That is always good for everybody. Jennifer Aniston actually finally has a hit off of her pot comedy We're the Millers. It's actually been doing an Energizer Bunny imitation and will cross the $100 million mark at the domestic box office later this week. And it's been doing pretty good since it was produced for only $37 million.
Yeah, I mean, I've known that movie has been really just booming, because I know that came out and it was already on number 2 on that week's list. But for right now, let's take a look at this week's weather. So today we have a 10% chance of clouds, and it's going to be 90s throughout the entire week. It's going to get a little bit rainy towards the start of next week, around Monday and Tuesday, but overall it's going to be pretty sunny. So
looking forward to it. It's
slight
still warm.
Percent chance of rain, but yeah. Hopefully, like we say every day, hopefully that doesn't happen.
Right.
Yep, and so then we have our top TV shows for the week, and actually Duck Dynasty was beat this time.
Really?
It was beat by Under the Dome, which received 10.6 million views. And then we have Duck Dynasty right underneath that, the VMAs, and then America's Got Talent, and then we have 60 Minutes, and America's Got Talent again, and then further down the list we just have a couple of other shows. But so Duck Dynasty.
I'm not that surprised, because from what I've seen, it looks like it's a good show.
Under the Dome, because I remember that was up there too last week, and I didn't know what it was, and so they got beat out. Maybe that'll be the new show that you'll see stuff at Walmart about.
Right.
But we'll be right back to Wake Up Winchester right after this.
Young man, we received an anonymous tip about an underage drinking party last night at this address. When teens drink on your property, you're responsible. Parents who host lose the most.
How you doing? My name's Steve. My family's lived in this neighborhood for years. Recently, things got so tight, we had to go to our local food bank for help. I lost a lot of sleep worrying about what the neighbors might think. That is until I saw them there, too. How'd I do, Steve?
A little stiff. You could have done a little better.
What? Come on. You know, I have an Academy Award.
Yeah, but not for playing me.
Play a role in ending hunger. Visit feedingamerica.org/hunger and find your local food bank.
So make sure you tune in for Sports Cafe on Wednesday and Thursday nights at 7 o'clock.
When I have an asthma attack, I feel scared. Sometimes my parents have to take me to the hospital. I feel like a fish with no water.
You know how to react to their asthma attacks. Here's how to prevent them. Call 1-866-NO-ATTACKS. Visit www.noattacks.org or call your doctor. Because even one attack is one too many.
A healthy tomorrow begins with a solid foundation at home, and there are simple ways to start your kids on a path to success. Eat dinner together. Add veggies to each meal. Save treats for special occasions. And be sure to get up and play an hour each day. Help your kids make all of their dreams come true. Be our guest to healthy living today at letsmove.gov.
We're gonna. Welcome back to Wake Up Winchester. So we are joined by Gail Castle,
Hi.
and you are actually working to move into the new Animal Harbor shelter. So will you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, we have just hit 70% of our campaign, so we have raised $350,000. Well, it's about $348,000 actually. So
that's a lot of money.
Last time I was here, we had just hit 50%. So we've done well over the summer, raising money and reaching 70%. So we're very, very excited. We haven't been able to start construction because of the ground saturation. We've had so much rain.
Right.
I can't believe how much rain, but we haven't actually been able to get in and start the site preparation, but we're just chomping at the bit. We want to get in there and start as soon as we can. We've done some tweaking of the building plans. The bids were coming in way too high for us, so we had to go back to the drawing board and get the plans scaled down a little bit to make sure that we're able to afford to build the shelter. So, we're still accepting campaign donations. We're looking for that big check. Somebody's got the big money out there, but we've got a lot of fundraisers being planned for this fall, and we're really excited about that.
So can you tell us about some of the fundraisers that are going to
Sure.
be happening?
I don't know if you know Lee Gibson, but he was a Winchester guy, and he's an up and coming artist. He's doing a CD release, another CD release, and he's going to do a benefit concert for us on October the 19th, and it's going to be in the next to Arezzo's, and in that parking lot on the side of it. And Sandy at Arezzo's is just a great person to work with, and she's going to be the sponsor of that concert, and we're just really excited about that. So we hope 350, 400 people come to that concert to help raise money.
Is there a certain time that you're looking for people to buy tickets, or a certain time that people have to register?
Right, it'll be announced in the paper and on the radio, and hopefully I'll be able to call you and tell you when when the tickets are on sale. So that'll be sometime in the next 3 or 4 weeks that we'll start selling tickets. But the tickets are only going to be $10. So
right. But the more the merrier. I hope
everybody
comes out. We encourage everybody to come out. So it's really great that you get to collab with all these different people in Winchester to help you out.
It is. It is. And it's amazing that, if you think back, I was here in the spring, and now we're on the onset of the fall, and we've come that far in just a few months. Franklin County has really stepped up and helped us get the money we need. We need a lot. I tell everybody, the last part of the last part of the campaign is the hardest part, because you've gone to everybody you know, and everybody you know is giving you some money, and so now it's finding those people that you don't know that want to give. So that's the hardest part of the campaign, is that last. So we want to encourage everybody, if you have not given, to get your checkbooks out and write a check, because a community without an animal shelter is not as healthy, is not as safe, it's not as attractive. There are counties in the state of Tennessee that don't have animal shelters, and we are blessed to have Animal Harbor. It's 10 years old this year. And it's amazing what they've done in the old hog auction barn that they have existed in for 10 years, 3 miles south of Belvedere. But we really got to get out of the barn, if you will, and into a decent building so that we can continue the work. The cat population here in Franklin County is way out of control. We have a waiting list it's going to take us about 2 months to get through that waiting list of people wanting to bring kittens and cats to the shelter. Our shelter is a no-kill shelter, and so we don't euthanize for space. So if we don't have space, we can't overpopulate the shelter. Just because you need to bring a cat or a dog or a kitten or a puppy to the shelter, if we don't have space, we don't euthanize to make room for your cat or dog. And so it's very difficult. It's very frustrating. People call and say, "Can we bring our kittens, or can we bring this stray?" And we say, "No, we don't have any space." Well, it's frustrating for both of us, for them and us, because we don't want to turn anybody away, but our space is limited. And so that's why this new shelter is so important for us to get it done, so we can bring more in.
And for those who don't know, when did you actually start this campaign for the new shelter?
Gosh, we started officially, publicly, we started August the 1st in 2012.
Wow, so this is a long time coming.
We started raising money a year before that to get seed money and to get it established, the campaign, for people that wanted to give, to get us started, and then we went public with it August 1st, 2012. So
you guys have been working at this for a long time now.
We have. And we're going to continue to do it until we've got the money, until we've raised our $500,000 and we can feel secure about what we're building, and we've got the money to cover it and pay those contractors.
So does it take a lot of participation to run the campaign and also come up with new fundraiser ideas?
It is, and it does. We have to involve a lot of people. That's the nature of a campaign, though. You want to involve as many people as possible to get as many new people involved in the organization. And so that's why you do fundraisers. It's not just money. It's getting people involved and getting people excited about your mission. And our mission is to take as many abandoned and lost cats and dogs in Franklin County to keep it a safe and an attractive and healthy place to live. Franklin County is so beautiful, and it's a great place to live, and we want to contribute to the Franklin County Humane Society wants to contribute to that effort of continuing to make Franklin County a beautiful place to be.
So if people do want to make a donation, they do want to write out that check, how do they go about doing that?
Okay, well, they can just do that and send it to P.O. Box 187, and that's Winchester 37398, or you can go online at www.animalharbor.com, and you can push that donate button and donate through the website. So
that's
easy.
Very thrifty. That's very handy. So
real easy.
Besides the concert that you mentioned, are there any other ideas that you're looking forward to, in the future for fundraising?
Well, before the concert, we're about to launch a fundraiser called Frozen Assets. And Frozen Assets is we're going to sell frozen food that we make homemade from scratch. And what we do is we'll have an order form, and we'll give you that order form, and you fill out the order, you write the check for the amount that is owed, and then you pick up your food the week before Thanksgiving. And it's like homemade appetizers, soups, breakfast casseroles, breads, entree casseroles, and cakes, pies, and cookies. And it's a great way to load your freezer before Thanksgiving and Christmas, because people are so busy in the month of November and December, because they're having people in, they're constantly, getting ready for Thanksgiving, and then they're out shopping in December for Christmas, and it's not a time where people like to cook, so to speak. And after that big Thanksgiving meal that they cook, they're looking for other things to serve other than turkey, and they can just pull out a homemade casserole from their freezer that they've bought from Animal Harbor, and
helps both you guys out.
Absolutely. So the Frozen Assets campaign or fundraiser is going to start here in the next 2 weeks.
Next 2 weeks? Wow.
Yeah. So we'll have that information in the paper. We'll have it on the radio. And we'll have it. Hopefully, I'll get you a copy of the menu that you can order from your.
Oh wow! So you guys have a full menu of what you're going to do? Okay, that takes a lot of work.
It does, because and the way that we're doing that is that I'm looking for volunteers to come in for a couple, 3-4 hours and help prepare the food, and we're going to be at the Belvedere United Church of Christ. They are celebrating 140 years this year. They've been in existence for 140 years. And they've published a 140th celebration cookbook. So we are partnering with the church in Belvedere to use the recipes out of their 140th celebration cookbook. And so all of what we're going to be making is coming from that cookbook. So we're really excited to be in partnership with, a church in Belvedere that's been alive since 140 years ago.
Right.
And we're 10 years, and so we're both celebrating anniversaries, a young and an old, coming together, and those recipes are tried and true, and so all the food that we'll be making, it's not like going online and finding a recipe. This is from somebody's family that we'll be making all of our food.
Right, and like you mentioned, you do want volunteers, so if people do want to volunteer, do they get in contact with you?
Sure. If you're a cook and you want to help Animal Harbor with this fundraiser, just call me on my cell phone, 931-636-0388.
And they can just get in contact with you and help out?
That's right, or they can email me at animalharbor@outlook.com. Yep, and just tell me you want to help cook, and I'll put you on a cook team.
So you are looking for a lot of volunteers. How many volunteers do you think it's going to actually take?
Well, we have over 20 items on the menu. So, there's one of our board members, Cecilia Brody. She used to be a teacher in Franklin County. She taught at Huntland a lot, and or for many years, and then she's traveled around and done different things in each school. But Cecilia and I are going to be the head of the cook teams, and we'll be there every day cooking. So how many do we need? If we could have 2 or 3 people each day that we're cooking, and we've allowed about 10 actual weekdays that we're going to be cooking. So it's a lot of work. Yeah. But if you love to cook, which I do, and Cecilia does, I think it'll be fun.
And it's all going to a great cause.
It is. It is going to build this new shelter, help to build this new shelter.
You know
That's
it.
Right. That's right. We had 104. Let's see. We had 63 walkers, and we had 104. Let's see. I don't know how many. I'm getting my numbers mixed up, but we had over 100 people come out and run in the 5K run and the Bow Wow Walk this summer on June 22nd, and that showing, it was so great. We were up at Winchester City Park, and just to watch all the runners take off, it was just amazing. I just can't believe that when we did an event for the first time, that many people showed up. It was great. The support is out there.
And I hope it grows and grows with every fundraiser you do, and I know you're going to make your goal.
Thank you so much.
So we want to remind people that, again, in the next 2 weeks, you're going to start with the Frozen Assets campaign, and then also in October, you're going to have the benefit concert.
That's right.
So we want to remind everybody to look out for that and to definitely show the Animal Harbor your support in moving into the new shelter and getting everything sorted.
Yes.
And I want to thank you for being here on our show.
Well, thank you for having me.
We'll be right back to Wake Up Winchester right after this.
Bring out the action hero in you. Fuel up right and get energized. Be part of the greatest action movie ever. The first movie that puts you in the action. Show us how you train and eat like an action hero. Join in at actionheroalliance.com.
My life is full of statistics. Thing is, I could have dropped out of school and become one myself, but I didn't because I had people that believed in me. Here's another statistic. 7,000 students drop out every school day. That's one every 26 seconds. It's time that students know that we believe in them.
Inspire a student and share your message of support at boostup.org.
This is one amazing truffula tree. Can you imagine a place where these grow everywhere? Yes, it's called the forest, a magical place to enjoy with your family. So discover the forest and explore all the wonder that's there. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
Welcome back to Wake Up Winchester, and again we want to thank Gail Castle for being on our show, and we also do want to promote the new fundraisers and the new campaigns that are going to be taking place in the next 2 weeks. You can actually buy some food off of the 140th menu that's coming out from the church, the Frozen Assets, and that's a really great thing. And then also in October there's going to be a benefit concert. So definitely keep an eye out for those events and those things that are going on, because again, it is a really great cause and we want to wish them luck, and we encourage everybody to go out and support them.
That's right. Now, we mentioned before, I think it was 2 days ago, that we mentioned that The Butler was on one of the top movies, and President Obama said that I teared up thinking about, like, the movie actually made him kind of tear up, and he said I teared up thinking about not just the butlers who worked here in the White House, but an entire generation of people who were talented and skilled. But because of Jim Crow and because of discrimination, there was only so far they could go, and yet with dignity and tenacity, they got up and worked every single day and put up with a whole lot of mess because they hoped for something better for their kids.
That movie is supposed to be a really great movie. Yeah, I've seen the previews for that. And again, I think Oprah's in it too. And yeah, so it's going to, it looks like it's going to be a really great movie. Obviously, if it got a reaction from the president, it's obviously something to look at. So yeah, that's actually in theaters now if people are wondering about that movie.
I'm going to have to go see that. And also I saw Percy Jackson is going to be coming here soon too. So I'm going to have to see both those movies.
Go look at that. Well, Me and Blake are seniors, so it's almost time for college. And so we have a list right now of 5 things college kids should know about money. So we're actually going to listen, maybe take some notes on this, remember this stuff. Okay.
All right.
But yeah, it says Jessica Wakeman, a blogger for The Frisky, looks back and regrets money decisions she could have made while in college. Like, number 1, saving more instead of spending it on stuff you don't need, which that seems to be a trend for just anyone, really. Number 2, getting a job where she earned tips instead of minimum wage. So
I guess if
that would be like a waitress, you know, stuff like that.
Tips can be really good, but at the same time, it can also be the death of you, because you could possibly not make as much.
You're never at a constant pay. You never know exactly what you'll get. And number 3, taking advantage of all the free stuff on campus that she was paying for already. So, so not taking advantage of it. Yeah. And then not letting guys buy her drinks. So I guess,
She just didn't take the free stuff when she could get it, I guess, is what it was.
Taking the first job out of college, even with a terrible salary, because she thought something better isn't out there. So
I guess it's,
thank
just
you,
shoot.
Jessica Wakeman. I will remember all of these.
Just shoot for the jobs that you think you'll do good in, apply for multiple, I guess, and get something that you'll be making some decent money to help pay for college. So right now, let's actually go ahead and take a look and see how we can help keep our streams and rivers clean with this week's Real Tips.
In recent years, there's been a lot of emphasis on keeping our planet green, and we as fishermen probably have some additional responsibilities above and beyond all the rest of the population. Some of the things that we can do to help in this situation is educate ourselves. Learn what it is that we're doing, how it affects the water and the lands around it and the wildlife around it. Another thing that you might want to consider doing is help fund some of the projects that you think will ultimately help us reach our goal. As fishermen, again, we have some things that we do that are specific to us. For example, when I'm out fishing, lots of times I'm cutting off line. I've got frays in my line, I'm going to cut it off, I'm going to knot it up, and I'm going to make sure it ends up in my pocket. Fishing line around the water, it takes a long time to go away if it ever does. It could trap creatures and also gives us a bad name as fishermen. If you're a boat owner, you're a boat operator. When you're a boat operator, one of the things you want to do is really respect those no-wake zones. It makes a tremendous amount of difference. And hey, if you're going through an area that's already showing some erosion, no wake zone or not, just go ahead and slow down. It's going to help you a lot. It's going to help the environment a lot. Recycling is another thing that we can do. Carry a bag with you. If you carry trash in, carry it out. If you see somebody else's trash, just go ahead and pick that up. And yeah, I almost forgot, catch and release is recycling fish. There's a saying that this planet doesn't really belong to us. It's just on loan from future generations. If we follow all those steps, we're going to have a really positive impact. For Real Tips, I'm Joey Monteleone.
Those are actually some really good tips on how we can keep our streams and lakes clean. It's always nice to have some fresh, clean looking lakes. And
those are always pretty interesting.
I like them. It's good tips, help keep us, help keep our county clean, look fresher, more enjoyable, more relaxing for people that like to go out on the lake.
Yep. So everybody, take notes on that one. Remember that. So actually we have the It Happened Today segment, which is where, August 29th, 2013 may not be that big of a deal to people. Nothing exciting may not, be happening today. But, years back, something amazing could have happened. So we have in 1833, this one goes way back, on August 29th, the United Kingdom legislated the abolition of slavery in its empire.
All right.
Wow, so go them.
Yeah.
And then in 1898, the Goodyear Tire Company was founded. Tires, gotta love them.
Yeah, I like tires, those are important.
And then in 1966, the last Beatles concert played in San Francisco, California.
All right.
So, this is just some really important, I guess, stuff that's happened on today, a couple years back.
All right, sounds good.
Yeah.
I like tires, and I like the Beatles. There we go. Yeah, that was the last one.
All right. Well, if you have any comments, questions, or would like to be a guest on our show, you can email us at wakeupwinchester@fcrebels.com. I'm Casey Dennis.
I'm Blake Shaw.
Thanks for watching.